Welcome everybody, Marvelous Mike here today. So I got a lot of questions asking me how I was able to get auto-ungated for different types of subcategories and products. So I figured on this video I'd show you guys exactly how I did that, how I built up my seller performance, my matrix, and also how I created sell volume. So I'm going to show you the types of products that I did and then also my thought process behind that. So for today's agenda, we're going to go over account health and seller performance, customer feedback, and also what items to look for to sell, what items I sold to increase my sales value. So with that, let's get right into it. So the account health is put into place to provide an overview of your seller's account's adherence to the performance targets and policies that are required to sell on Amazon. So basically what this means is that, are you following Amazon's rules to even sell on Amazon? So the policy part means that you're not infringing on any intellectual property or that your products are not authentic. And having a good account health means that your seller status is good and also your seller performance is good, meaning that you're following Amazon's rules and don't have any strikes against you on your seller performance. So for you to check your seller performance, you can do this by going on your Seller Central's dashboard, click on performance, then account health. And as long as everything looks good, then you're in good standings and don't have any strikes against you. Now let's run a quick live example to show you how to check your seller performance and also what a strike looks like. Okay, so we're here on your Seller Central's dashboard. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to the top, click on performance, then click on account health. And that's going to bring you right here. So on this page, if everything has zeros or NAs, that means you're in good standing, your account health is good, your seller performance is looking good. And then if you do have a strike against you, it's going to show this. Now on here, I do have an intellectual property complaint against me. And that's because a certain brand only wants to be exclusive and they don't want a third-party sellers selling that brand. So I left it there, but once I delist that the listing on my Amazon FBA, then that complaint's just gonna go away. So I just basically left that there so you guys can see exactly how it looks like. But it really doesn't hurt my account. I actually called Amazon just to confirm, so I just left it there that way, for the purpose of this video. But afterwards I'm gonna go ahead and delist it because I don't like the way it looks, to be honest with you. So the next thing to look at is customer feedback. Now when I first became auto-ungated, I had 8 5-star positive reviews from customers, and that was all organic. I did not send any emails asking for feedback, and I was able to get this kind of feedback because I sold a lot of different products at high quality. Now from time to time you're gonna get negative feedback, and that's just inevitable. Either the buyer didn't like the product, or they're just having a bad day, or maybe the buyer is just not a nice person. But the good thing about Amazon is that Amazon can remove the negative feedback if the feedback goes against their policy. So to do this, you're going to want to go back into your Seller Central dashboard and then click on feedback. Once you're on your feedback page, you can click on the actions, and that's going to bring up 2 different options. You can either post a public reply or a request removal. And in some circumstances, Amazon will remove the feedback, and in other circumstances, they're just going to put a line through it, which is just going to strike it through, remove the however many stars they gave you, and it's not going to reflect on your feedback. Now let's run through a live example of how to go through both of those options. So now that we're here on our Seller Central dashboard, go ahead and click on performance and then go to feedback, and that's going to take you to the feedback page. Now once you're here, it's going to give you a time frame of the different feedbacks that you have: 30, 90, 365, and also your lifetime. So let's go ahead and run through a quick example. If we scroll all the way down, we can see one where a buyer left me a 3. Now usually I just like 4s and 5s. If it's a 3 or under, that's when I start to take action. So for this one, the buyer didn't like it. Buyer's preference, totally fine, totally acceptable. However, I just didn't want that 3. So I did a request removal. Amazon found that it goes against their policy. They went ahead and put a strike through their comment. They also left a message from Amazon: this item was fulfilled by Amazon and we take responsibility for this fulfillment experience. That means that those 3 stars go away from my seller performance. However, their comment is still going to be there with a line through it. If the customer had said something that goes against their Amazon's policies, then from there, Amazon's going to just remove the whole listing. And that means that it's not going to show what the customer wrote. So if we click on actions, right, you can see that you can either post a public reply to the customer, or I can contact the customer and have the issue resolved, have the customer have the customer either remove their feedback or give me a different type of feedback. But see here, Amazon, we have reviewed this feedback and found that it does not comply with their policies, so we have struck it through. So that means that Amazon took action. So let's go ahead and find another one. So if we take a look at this other one, this one says good packaging and prompt delivery. So that's good. Now I can do two things. I can post a public reply and tell them, whatever I want to tell them. Since it's a good feedback, I'm not going to tell them anything. Or I can request removal. If you do not adhere to our feedback removal guidelines, we may not allow you to request feedback removal in the future. So since it's a 5, I'm not going to touch it. If it was a 3 or under, that's when I start taking action. So from here, this is where you can do those 2 steps that we discussed earlier. So now that that's settled, let's discuss some of the products that you guys could sell when you're first starting off and you're gated. So first things first, beggars can't be choosers. Your goal when you first start selling on Amazon is to get ungated. When you're gated, you're limited to the type of products that you can sell on Amazon. For instance, when I first started doing arbitrage, I was walking around Walmart and Target using my phone, scanning items, looking for products to sell on Amazon, only to find out that I couldn't sell any of them because I was gated. So what I did to combat this, I went on tactical arbitrage and I looked for products that had 10% ROI, return on investment, or products that I was breaking even. I know what you're going to say, 10% or break even is not appealing to you, but you know what? Right now your goal is just to get ungated. You need to build that sales volume, build up your performance, your seller performance, your account health, your metrics, all that good stuff. So that's your goal right now. Now, if you want to spend the time on tactical arbitrage, looking for products that give you 30% or more, by all means, please do so. But just know, for me, it took me 7 days to find my very first product to sell on there, to resell, that I was not gated on, that I was ungated on. After the 9th day, I was lucky enough to find a product that gave me 100% ROI, which was about a $20 profit on each one. I ended up selling 69 units total within 2 months. I got some good feedback off of it. But just know that that's not always going to be there, forever. Other sellers are going to come in, they're going to do price wars. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, what I did is that since that thing was giving me a good return on investment, I used that one to cover the cost of other products that I was breaking even on or getting at least 10% on. So I just wanted to sell products to build up my sales volume, to build up my seller performance. Now, that's something that you guys should do. That way you can get auto-ungated. Now, once you get ungated on products, then from there you can spend the time, look for products that is going to give you, 30%, 50% or more return on investment, because that's what I'm doing now. So again, if you want to spend the time as a new seller and you're gated in almost every single category, then by all means take the time, look for products that's going to give you 30%. But just know that it is a lot of time searching, going through products, going through different websites to do that. So with that, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible and to the best of my knowledge. Make sure you guys like the video, and if you guys haven't, subscribed to the channel for more content. I'm Marvelous Mike, and I'll talk to you guys later.